Erik Estrada just turned 75, but what he's doing now has people shocked. The Chips star spent 8 years pretending to be a 13-year-old girl named Kimmy. Online, he wasn't acting. He was hunting real predators with the police. In 2024, scammers started using AI to fake his voice and face. Now he's fighting back. But that's not even the strangest part. The man who played a fake cop on TV for 6 years became a real one at 59. And what happened next changed everything. Erik Estrada was born on March 16, 1949 in Spanish Harlem, New York. His mother, Carmen Moreno, worked long hours. As a seamstress, she barely made enough to keep food on the table. The neighborhood was rough, packed with crime, drugs, and poverty. It was the kind of place where kids didn't dream big because survival came first. Erik was surrounded by broken homes, gangs, and families living paycheck to paycheck. But Carmen tried to shield her children. She raised Erik and his siblings with discipline, faith, and hope, even if she had little herself. What they lacked in money, she tried to make up for in values. When Erik was just 2 years old, his father, Ronaldo Estrada, left the family. He was deep into heroin. One day, Erik walked into the bathroom and saw it for himself. A belt on the arm, a spoon on the counter, the sharp smell of burned matches. He didn't understand it completely at the time, but the image stuck with him forever. That was the moment he truly understood why his father was gone. The abandonment created a hole in his life. He grew up with no father, no male guidance, just questions, anger, and a constant need to prove himself. Carmen was left alone to raise her children in a housing project where danger lurked around every corner. She took any job she could get. At one point, she even worked in strip clubs to make ends meet. It was humiliating, but necessary. The family lived in a cramped apartment with Erik's grandfather, a strong and steady man who became Erik's anchor. Erik clung to his grandfather. But when he died when Erik was 10, it was another blow that shook him deeply. His world was already fragile. That loss made it feel even more unstable. Then something unexpected happened. Carmen began dating a man named Pete Panos, a police detective. Erik was 4. Suddenly, there was a man in the house with a badge, a gun, and authority. Erik was fascinated. He would stare at Panos' briefcase filled with crime scene photos, horrific images, mangled bodies, bloody clothes. Most kids would have been terrified, but Erik was drawn in. He didn't just see violence. He saw justice. He saw someone trying to bring order to the chaos he lived in. Panos became his hero. For the first time, Erik had a role model who felt larger than life. From then on, Erik wanted to be a cop. He dreamed about it constantly, not for power, but for protection. He wanted to save others from the pain he knew too well. He wanted to be the one who showed up, not the one left behind. The badge wasn't just a symbol to him. It was a promise. Carmen supported the dream. She saw it as a way out of Harlem, a way for Erik to break the cycle. And Erik believed it too. Becoming a police officer became his entire identity. It gave him purpose when everything else felt unstable. But life took an unexpected turn in high school. Erik was at Louis D. Brandeis High School when he noticed a girl in the drama club. He didn't care about acting. He cared about her. So he joined. At first it was just a move to get closer. But once he got on stage, something clicked. He realized he had a gift. Acting gave him something police work never had, a way to express all the bottled up emotion he carried. The stage became an escape, a place where he could transform into someone else. And slowly, the dream of becoming a cop began to fade. Then came his first break, a commercial role as the Frito Bandito. It was a cartoonish offensive stereotype, something that would be criticized heavily today. But for Erik, it was a paycheck. And more than that, it was proof that he could book real work. He saw a door opening. Hollywood wasn't exactly calling, but it was starting to notice. He knew the role was problematic. Still, it gave him confidence. It showed that his looks and charm could get him through the door. even if the parts weren't perfect. After high school, Erik made a bold decision. He enrolled at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. That meant giving up his police dream entirely. It wasn't easy. He had prepared his whole life for law enforcement. But the more he acted, the more he saw a future in it. The academy gave him the tools to turn raw talent into a craft. He learned voice work, stage presence, and how to carry a scene. He worked overtime shifts in laundromats to help pay tuition. His mother kept sacrificing, and Erik kept pushing forward. Through it all, one man stood by him. His stepfather, Pancho Dostella. Pancho wasn't flashy. He wasn't a big personality, but he believed in Erik. Even when the money ran low and the odds looked bad, Pancho told him to keep going. That support meant everything. It helped Erik silence the voice in his head that said he wasn't good enough. Pancho didn't just give advice. He gave Erik something more valuable. He gave him belief. After growing up with so much instability, Erik finally had someone in his corner. In 1970, Erik Estrada was just another unknown young man from Spanish Harlem. But his life changed when actor and director Don Murray picked him out of more than 100 actors to play a gang leader in The Cross and The Switchblade. Erik wasn't polished. He wasn't a trained star, but Murray saw something raw and real in him. During the audition, Erik ad-libbed. His lines flashed a switchblade like he'd grown up with it and made it feel like the street violence was second nature. That wasn't acting. That was survival turned into performance. The film, which was based on a true story, dealt with gang life and drug addiction. Erik wasn't just playing a role. He was living parts of his own story. The impact was powerful. Even decades later, the film is still shown in hundreds of youth centers every week across the U.S. That one role didn't just introduce Erik to Hollywood. It told the world that Latino actors could carry serious drama with heart and grit. But his next big shot didn't come easy. In 1972, The New Centurions was casting, and Erik wanted the role of a young rookie cop. The producers didn't want him. They didn't think he was right. Maybe he was too new. Maybe he was too Latino. Either way, they said no. But Erik didn't walk